guys, this is Sam
and Justin
at the Survival Review, and we're talking about
fantastic
Live Free or Die Hard.
Live Free or Die Hard. Die Hard 4.
Now,
this is another movie that gets hated on a lot.
Yeah.
That I still disagree. I disagree for a decent amount of it. Whereas it's nowhere. I mean, Die Hard 2 is. A lot of people say Die Hard 2 is like the worst.
This is
the
worst.
Hopefully the worst. Hopefully not. Hopefully Die Hard 5 is
cross
better.
your fingers. Die Hard 5
seems like it is. So, Live Free or Die Hard. I still don't like that title.
No one does. No one does.
I don't get it.
I even like A Good Day to Die Hard better, even though I hate that title too.
I don't hate that.
I do.
People complain that title is cheesy.
I don't care about cheesy titles. I just don't like the title. Die Hard 2, Die Harder is a cheesy title,
Die Hard
but I
with
still
a
like
Vengeance.
it. Die Hard with a Vengeance. They're all cheesy except for the original.
Yeah, but Live Free or Die Hard, it just feels random.
Yeah.
A title that I would have preferred is Old Habits Die Hard.
That's the motto
of like a state.
Yeah, I think it's New Hampshire
yeah, I think
or something
it was
like that. What does that have to do with the movie? Nothing.
But so the plot. Do you want to explain the plot?
Sure.
Because when we did the marathon, I wasn't really paying attention to the plots.
Yeah, I've seen it several times.
So I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I've only seen the full movie like 3 or 4 times. I've seen bits
it like
of it.
3 or 4 times.
I've seen bits of it though a lot, but I don't. The plot. Yeah, go.
Well, the plot essentially, John McClane is kind of visiting this person on a call that he got.
It's like hacker.
Yeah,
pick him up.
He's this computer hacker, and he's supposed to pick him up and bring him to the government.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's very vague. The government.
Because there's been these recent deaths.
A lot of
people have been hacked, but a lot of government stuff has been hacked into, but also a lot of these hackers have been killed.
And so he goes and picks up this hacker played by Justin Long, who I'm not a big fan of.
We'll get back to that because I'm not a fan at all. When I first saw this movie, I'm like, really? Nerdy kid from Dodgeball's in this movie? But he's not as bad, I'll be honest.
He's not that bad. He's not as bad as people say. He's okay.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you expect. Because you expect terrible.
You expect,
really?
But he wasn't
you just
terrible.
say it, but no, not bad. Go on.
Anyway, so this hacker apparently had something to do with a bigger hacker, and he was kind of this small portion of this thing that they're trying to pull off called a fire sale, which is all the stocks, all the electric grid, everything is controlled by one person, and it's just all shut down.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's kind of like shutting down the United States.
Exactly.
And that's where that plot is actually intriguing.
It's intriguing,
but it doesn't work for a Die Hard because it's too big.
It is.
Like, John McClane shouldn't be saving the United States. And the one thing, that's the one thing is that this story is that you don't feel like John McClane needs to do this.
No.
Like he was transferring, he's bringing Justin Long's character, Matt Farrell, I think it was. So he's taking them to the government, and then all of a sudden he keeps getting attacked. So then they go to try to stop the bad guy. He could have easily just left him with the government and then went home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it really kind of feels like he drives to another state in this movie, and you're like, I mean, it doesn't feel. It feels weird. It doesn't feel right. And with the whole modern thing, it doesn't really feel like Die Hard. You have a modern movie, and the whole hacker idea, it was trying to bring McClane
into modern.
And I thought it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
And to be honest, I really couldn't stand the character Justin Long played. I think he played the character well, but I didn't like the character.
Yeah, the character had a lot of annoying moments, but he wasn't
especially in the driving scene when they're in the city. He's commenting on his music tastes.
Yeah, and he's trying to be trying to be funny because he's like, oh, old music sucks, and you're like, but it's not funny.
It wasn't funny. It wasn't entertaining.
I think it's the writing. I think it was in the writing. That writing there, they could have made that scene be a little bit better. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all in the writing, and so the villain, he's just the actor's not bad. The actor, what's his name?
He didn't really do much. I can't say he's good.
The actor, as an actor, he's a good actor. Timothy Oliphant, I think was his name. He was in. I'm okay with names. Okay, he was in the Crazies remake, and he was good in that. He was the main character.
Oh yeah.
He's not.
Look at that.
He's not. And he's on that TV show on FX where he's the main character, and they're still on season 4. So he must be not bad. So he's a good actor. It's just that this role the character doesn't do anything the whole movie. He just sits there at his computer.
He sits there on a computer, basically what a hacker taking over the U.S. would do.
Yeah, and he's dull. There's no like charisma. Like at least the villain in Die Hard 2 kind of had something to him.
Yeah.
He was and also an equal match to McClane. This guy's not. He doesn't do crap. He doesn't do anything. And
it was just
he was
boring.
Some of the
he's played off as a jerk. And the thing is, like, he's taken over the United States. He's a jerk, but I mean, Hans Gruber seemed like a nice guy, except he was.
And even like I said, Die Hard 2, he was kind of a jerk, but he had like you still like you were interested.
I mean, they're obviously jerks.
Bad guys. They're bad guys, but you're interested in what they were doing. This
yeah.
one, you weren't that interested. And another big problem is Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
he seems like tired, and
which makes sense. He's getting older.
Well, some of the reasons were like, because in this movie he's estranged, like he's divorced in this movie, and like his daughter doesn't want anything to do with him. She's using her mom's maiden name. The son's not even mentioned, which I thought was weird.
The son was not mentioned at all, and now he's gonna
now he's the main character
out of nowhere.
But so apparently like, he's like not happy, so he's like dark and stuff like that. But that doesn't work with John McClane because now you just have generic Bruce Willis character.
Exactly.
But as the movie went on, I feel like the beginning scenes were shot first, because that's when he's at his worst.
Yeah.
The beginning, he's just like driving the car, he's like not happy, and you're like pouty, and you're like, that's not McClane.
It was just boring.
And as he got on, he got better, and they were great McClane moments.
There were
some really good McClane lines that I really liked and were funny, but for the most part, he really felt just kind of like going through the motions. As I said, as he got on, he got better. He felt like he kind of started to get a little bit more. Not as much as he should have, but he just felt tired. He kind of... And like I said, like you could attribute it to his character, but who cares? That's not McClane.
It's not who McClane is.
And from what I'm seeing from the previews for Die Hard 5, is that he looks more into it.
Yeah.
Which I'm so happy for, because I'm like, thank you. That's McClane. And another thing we have to address is one that everybody addresses, the rating. Yeah. First PG-13 Die Hard, and
only PG-13 Die Hard.
Yes.
Thank God
yes.
The new one is R.
Yes, and I'm not saying you have to swear all the time. In
No,
a Die
you
Hard
don't.
Movie.
But there's one line in every Die Hard movie. Yippie-ki-yay, mofo. This is a family show, and we're not going to say it.
Just like the movie, it's a family movie.
Exactly.
You can't say it. They had to muffle it by a gunshot, and that just. When you have to do that to your main character's catchphrase, why? And, like, in my opinion, there's 2 times where McClane has to swear.
Yeah.
His catchphrase, and my other time is when he's always in, like, a brawl with somebody.
Exactly.
Where he's like, oh, F, you know what I mean? Because that's what you do in a brawl. Not in this one where he's like, shoot, Jesus! And he's fighting the guy, and you're like...
It's just...
It doesn't work, and, yeah, it just feels like, on the violence, it can be violent, but it's just bloodless violence, so it doesn't really... feel violent.
It doesn't feel violent at all,
and Lefty says the unrated cut fixed that.
It did,
kinda.
It all felt very dubbed in.
A lot of it was dubbed. Besides a few ones, every other like F word was all like off camera. Like if he'd falling, he'd be like, "Oh F," as he's like falling, so you wouldn't see his mouth move.
Yeah.
And there's one time where he does say it, and the shot's like clearly on him, and he doesn't move his mouth. But for the most part, there's some good shots, and if you have to see the movie, watch the unrated.
Yeah.
Because they added some CGI blood squirts, which are fake and a little obvious. But I don't think they weren't too bad, because like, they weren't as like cheesy and like obvious as like the Expendables blood squirts, where the blood's like flying everywhere, so you can tell. This one was much more subtle, so I didn't have too much of a complaint with the blood.
I'm personally not a fan of CGI. I would have preferred if they just left it out.
Nobody's a fan of CGI blood, especially CGI blood. Because like that, because then you get cheated. You're like an action movie; it's gonna be bloody, and you get CGI. It's like they don't try. And so,
what can you do?
One thing, instead of just bashing this whole movie, the action is actually pretty good.
It is.
There's one great scene involving an SUV in an elevator shaft,
yeah.
And that's a really fun and intriguing. It's a fun action scene. This movie does have the biggest jumping the shark moment of the whole Die Hard series. One scene that, as much as I'm complaining about the movie, it doesn't piss me off at all. The movie, besides this one scene.
Which one is this?
Him surfing on the jet. And the whole scene leading up to it, where he's in the truck and the jet's shooting at him on the highway, and the highways are getting shot down. It's so bad.
It was bad.
And the worst part is early in the movie, the scene where he's driving a car and he jumps out of it while it's moving and he like rolls, and you see he's in pain. This one scene, he's flying around on the jet. He jumps off, slides down that broken like highway, and there's an explosion behind him. He gets up and he literally walks away. And you're like at least earlier scene he felt pain. That he didn't feel pain. He's got him. I'm like, okay, bad guy. And that was just, it made no like. I mean, okay,
it was dumb. It was just
dumb.
There's no other way of putting it. It was dumb.
Dumb.
And that's the word that I sometimes use to describe this movie.
Not the whole movie, but some of it. Also, this is a major kind of. It's not going to affect me. I don't know. To me, it's kind of major-ish. In the beginning of the movie, he gets all cut up and bloodied, and that looks fine because at the end of every Die Hard movie, he's bloodied. You know, that's the whole kind of idea. You know, idea is by the end he's like completely screwed up, and. They gave him enough time because he's like driving around. He has enough time to stop the bad guy. There's no like clock he's against, you know.
Yeah.
He stops off at this actually not too bad scene with Kevin Smith, and my problem with that scene is it's gonna be really random, but I find it annoying. He washes himself off. So for the last act of the movie, he's like perfectly clean, and it feels weird.
I can't stand having.
And he doesn't get bloodied. So in the final,
I never thought about this in depth, but really, I mean,
the
whole thing about Die Hard is like the entire first movie.
He's enduring all this stuff.
He has shards of glass in his foot.
Yeah, he's enduring all this stuff. He doesn't have time to stop, and in all of the first 3 movies, he didn't have time to stop and be like, wash up. But then just to look at it in the final scene. You know, where he's always bloody and stuff like that. He just has a few dirts and scrapes on him.
Well, I mean, in the final scene, he does get shot.
But I know, but I mean, like how he looks. But in the final scene, he just has dirt and like little scrapes on him. But earlier, because I say that, but I forgot that earlier he was pretty bloodied. Like in the beginning of the movie, like I forgot about that. But that's because he washed himself off in the middle. And this may just be more of just a Die Hard fan problem, you know, like the opening credits thing. But like I just find that distracting and kind of annoying.
So,
but. In all honesty, I can still say I don't hate this movie.
I hate it.
I can't bring myself to hate it.
Don't like it.
As much as my problems, it may sound weird, but I kind of like it. It was enjoyable. I don't really care to see it again, but
out of 10.
Out of 10, you go.
I have to say about a 5.5. I don't really. If someone asked me, I wouldn't say I liked the movie. I'd say I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. It was just a movie. It happened.
It's not bad enough to where people are like, "Oh, it's not truly a Die Hard movie." I still consider it a Die Hard movie. I felt it was good enough for me. But out of 10, I'll probably go 6.9. How about that? 6.9.
Alrighty.
So that's Live Free or Die Hard. If you want to see it, I don't think you're gonna.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't highly recommend it. I say if you want to give it a shot.
If you just watch one of the other 3.
But if you've already seen the 3, if you want to just throw it on. It's a fun popcorn action movie, which is not Die Hard, but it's a fun popcorn action movie. The action's well done, well staged. For the most part, the acting's not bad. There's just nobody memorable.
Yeah.
And the movie's not that well written, but it's an okay movie that you'll just throw on, enjoy watching, and then go on with your life like nothing's wrong.
Exactly. So, this is Sam.
And Justin.
At the Survival Review, and we'll see you guys later.